Controversy is brewing, Monica, over the gender of a South African athlete. Caster Semenya is a favorite in today's 800-meter final at the World Championships in Berlin. But an International Athletics Federation asked that the 18-year-old undergo gender testing amidst concerns that she does not meet the requirements to compete as a woman. Joining us now is sports writer David Zirin, who writes for The Nation. David, what's going on here?
Well, what's going on here, first of all, our hearts should go out to Caster Semenya that she even has to deal with this. But what it exposes more than anything is that there is a twisted, sexist, racist, and heteronormative history that involves the way track and field and Olympic officials understand gender. A lot of people don't know this, but 40, 50 years ago, Olympic officials said that African-American women maybe shouldn't compete because they look, quote-unquote, hermaphroditic is the word that they used. 25 years ago, as recently as then, they would have women parade naked in front of Olympic and track officials to make sure that they were not men. And lost in all of this discussion is any understanding of what are known as intersex athletes, of people who may have male and female chromosomes. That's what they don't want to talk about. So you have to be a man or a woman. It's very binary, and at the end of the day, it absolutely stains people who may not fall into one of their very casual gender categories.
One of the things that was so confusing and bewildering to me is the Daily Mail, in reporting on this story, referred to sources in the Track Federation, and it said, the well-placed source said Semenya would be subjected to a complex process of gender testing, which could take several weeks. Now, without the explanation you just gave...
She's a teenager.
Well, and without the explanation you just gave, most people would just say, you just have a doctor examine the person in the privacy of a room and you know what gender they are.
It's more complicated than that. Roughly 1 out of 1,600 people born in the United States are what's known as intersex. They have both male and female chromosomes. There are more intersex people in the United States than Jews. This is true. I say that as a Jewish person. There are more intersex people than Jews. And at roughly 5 times every day, a doctor performs a procedure at a birth to try to clarify somebody's gender. The problem is that when people grow up, their hormones express themselves in different ways, and the Olympic Committee are left trying to have this mindset that says you're either a man or a woman. But you know what? In the 21st century, it's more complicated than that.
Dave, I'm just wondering, obviously this is not Caster's first race. Has she run into this issue before?
No, she's never run into this issue. These are about her enemies, I would argue, in the track and field world, trying to exploit the fact that people in the IAAF, the International Track Federation, have this twisted history with regard to gender. This is the thing that they have feared throughout for decades, the idea that a woman is not, in fact, a woman. But what that ignores is that gender should not actually be the main way that we understand athletic excellence, and somehow being a man means that you're better. If I ran in that 800-meter race, I guarantee you I would be throwing up a kidney after 200 meters, and I would come in last. Being a man does not mean you're better at track and field. What matters is training, facilities. Hey, the ability to have sneakers without holes in the soles actually does very well for you when you're trying to be a track athlete. So a big boo to the IAAF, a big boo to the Olympic Committee, big boo to people who don't understand what it means that there may be some gender variance in the world.
Well, lots of cheers to Dave Zirin, sports writer for The Nation, for explaining that it is complex, a lot more complex than people think. Dave, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
My privilege.
And Monica, I learned something I did not know, that there were more people who have the chromosomes of both sexes than Jewish people in the United States. That's pretty amazing.
Who knew?